All right, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Excited to share this exclusive interview with Isaiah Stewart. I sat down with him a couple weeks back in Jamaica. We went over his goals for the season, his business off the court, and went over the trip and the whole experience down in Jamaica. Excited to bring more stuff with Isaiah soon, like a YouTube channel and his first vlog dropping tomorrow, Monday. And enjoy the episode. Peace. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Where are we right now?
Shit, we at Ocho Rios.
Ocho Rios.
Yep.
So yeah, we've been down in Jamaica for the past, what is it, like 4 days, 5 days?
Yeah, about 5.
Just shooting some stuff.
Yep.
Where your father grew up, where your family's from.
Yeah.
What does this trip mean to you?
Shit, to me it mean a lot, just going back, seeing where, my pops grew up. And just kind of connecting back to my roots is was the main reason why I did this trip. As they would see in the video, like where he grew up at was pretty crazy. It was crazy, and for him to make it out of that, and of course he still had struggles, but he still succeeded in life some as well. Is kind of crazy to me, and so surreal.
And being being able to bring him back here for the first time in like 33 years since he left to come to the U.S. What does that feel like for you and bringing him and the rest of your family down?
It felt good. You know what I mean? That I'm in a position that I can do that for my family. Be able to pay for everything. Nobody have to worry about anything, and everybody can just sit back and enjoy. It's a blessing to be able to do that. So I'm thankful, and just just being in the moment.
On the day that we went to see where your father grew up,
Yeah.
were there any like specific moments or scenes or places that really like resonated to you and feel special?
I would say just the area he grew up in. He grew up, what it looked like now is, a bunch of bushes and it looked like a jungle, but, just seeing where my grandparents' house used to be, I got a chance to visit their grave, like, it's just crazy, it's just, it just makes you more hungry, and makes me want to continue to strive in life to, make my pops proud, but continue to make my grandparents proud as well.
Talk about, your goals moving forward now. So like taking that energy, taking this trip, what's the next step? What does that look like for you?
I feel like, what I envision is, having, one of the best seasons, I have yet, and that's something, that's something that I've been thinking about, and it's just something that I feel. This summer I worked hard. This is my first vacation, and I made it a big family vacation to, do this right before the season. And, as everybody go through stuff during the season, when, the schedule gets heavy, back to backs, it's like, how can you go into a game, feeling like you don't want to play after you just came down here, and I just came down here and saw what my dad had to face every single day. And to me, it kind of just gives me like energy, strength, you know what I mean? Because it's like when times get tough, it makes me think about times like this where my dad was suffering, and, I got a great life. So I just envision, a great season, and, my hard work that I put in this summer is going to show.
Are there any specific like ways that you hold on to that moment and that energy throughout the season or throughout time?
It's more so memory, you know what I mean? Like memory, video. When you, everybody go through them parts during the season when, you feel like you don't want to be here. It's like a dark cloud, but to me, it's like I just have like energy. I will get my energy and strength from these kinds of moments, and I've always said I got my energy and strength from my pops. You know what I mean? And I know when you start to hit that wall during the season, I'm gonna be able to just think about these times and get me over whatever I'm going through.
talking to your dad and being there on that day, seeing that, I think an interesting point that was brought up is that it took really 2 generations to get from that
Yeah,
to now coming back
yeah,
at this amazing villa to being
hmm,
in the league where you are now. Like,
yeah.
how does that feel? And the future of your family, kind of, what does that look like?
Shit, that felt good. That felt good to know that I was able to change the bloodline. 2 generations ago, that's where my grandparents were living. That's the village or town or whatever you want to call it that my dad grew up in. So to be able to change the bloodline so fast to me, it just goes to show that anything is possible. And I give a lot of that credit to my pops with the way he raised me. He been through so many trials and tribulations, but he continued to work hard and put a roof and food on the table for me and my brother. So um, it's special because without him, I wouldn't have been able to change the bloodline. You know what I mean? Like if he didn't make it out of that, um, I don't know how things played out, but he was brave and strong. He made it out of that, and he gave me a chance to change the bloodline and continue to uh, carry that on, and whatever examples and lessons he taught me, continue to pass it down to my son.
Were those lessons mostly things that he told you necessarily, or some of them things that you kind of learned from watching him and growing up around him and the way he handled
Um,
himself?
Both. I say both because growing up with him, it was a lot of if you paid attention to him, you'll always learn something, and a lot of him repeating lessons all the time to the point where it's like, all right, I got you. You know what I mean? He'll tell me a lesson so many times or try to teach me something so many times. I got it, but it comes to a point in life where you realize, although he was being annoying and overprotective, because my dad was overprotective as hell growing up. So I wasn't like the average kid going to parties or you know being out late. Like he never allowed us to leave his side growing up. So when I'm glued to his hip, I always got a chance to watch everything he do. And um, those lessons he taught me at a young age, it's kind of funny because some of them lessons play out. And although I'm telling him like, I got it. No, when I learned that lesson, I understand what he said. So I know it's always coming from a good place.
You know, being 22,
Yep.
like, obviously on the maturity that you kind of just touched on, most people like your age are doing all that. They're going out, going to parties, like
Yeah.
doing that. Like, is that just natural for you, or is it always just tunnel vision, kind
It
of
was
keeping your goals in
it was
mind?
how I was raised. Uh, it was definitely how I was raised, especially with the way my dad raised me. Not everybody is blessed with a father that raises them that way. So I was blessed with a father that raised me like that. So that's why I was never like that. Even going into the league, and I was like never like that. You know what I mean? And so, um, I always tip my hat off to him because um, I just appreciate him not giving up on me and my brother, and just being there every day. Even if he had to do the hard work, construction work, he did his best to raise us. So definitely, that's where that comes from.
Is that something that you want to use as like kind of a role model to younger kids as well in that
Yeah,
lifestyle?
most definitely. Because I feel like the NBA portrays an image of like you got to go out, party, you know what I mean, spend money and splurge and stuff. But I mean, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like if that wasn't the way you was raised, you don't got to do that. But everybody goes through that experience. You know what I mean? And um, I was always like if you ask anybody now, like I'm quiet. You know what I mean? So I'm quiet into myself. So, but hopefully I can be that example of being successful. You know what I mean? And showing them that like just it's all about your job and what you do, your family, and your wife, and having a family and kids. So I would say that. So hopefully I can set that example. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Financially, like you just touched on, a lot of
Yeah.
like players get broke. Like, are there anything that you feel are important to like highlight too for you to
Yeah.
keep like the generational wealth? And,
Most definitely. You know what I mean? You can get like a big contract, but it's important what you do. You know what I mean? With that type of money. And I've learned, from my pops as well, real estate. Yeah. He owned, a couple houses growing up. I don't even know how he got the money to buy our house on Katy Street, but he made it work and ended up owning it. So, he always wanted to be a landlord, and I saw he had 2 small properties, and I just carried that on. That's a trait I learned from him is, how to hustle and make your money flip, man. I got 2 buildings, I got a 51 unit and I got a 48 unit. So I'm gonna continue to teach that to, my kids, how to make money and how to be smart with your money. Cause like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a natural hustler. So if it's like one thing that works, I'm always do it. So if it's buildings, I plan on owning hundreds of buildings. You know what I mean? To be 22 years old and already got 2 under my belt is kind of crazy because I know a lot of guys my age that's in the league, they don't really I should say they don't really like focus on those kinds of things. But that's one thing that I'm really into is real estate. And I'm proud to say I got 2 buildings under my belt like that. So
that's your flex.
yeah, that's my flex.
Yeah.
I'm 22 years old and I have 2 apartment buildings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my goal is to, make my money grow off the court, whether it's endorsements or whatever, but, be business minded off the court. Like, I'm gonna say here, like, I know I'm gonna have over 100 buildings, like, for sure. And, I can't wait till, I'm able to grow my net worth or whatever to $1 billion, which is one of my goals. And I feel like it's something I can do before I leave this earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything else that you want to touch on? Just being down here on this trip, or
Yeah.
going into the season, or anything?
Yeah.
Any, like just like gratitude. How does that play into your emotions here in Jamaica and in life in general? Is that something you're always thinking about?
Like being grateful?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely. I always, I come from a praying family. Well, my father who prays a lot. So I pray twice a day. So I pray when I get up and I pray before I go to sleep. And I always thank the Lord and tell him how grateful I am because, I, compared to my father and how he grew up, I feel like my house that I grew up in on Katy Street was like a mansion. But, even we struggled growing up. You know what I mean? So to be able to, make it out of where I'm from and be able to go back there too and give back and, just a lot of moments and memories from that age. I'm thankful. I can't really complain and I'm grateful. And, I thank the Lord every night and every morning because, I know it ain't normal, the type of blessings that, is poured upon me. So, you gotta be grateful and, praise the Lord and give him the thanks and praise in each chance you get. So that's what I always try to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for sitting down real quick, and also just thank you for this experience. It's been super, just amazing coming down here and being able to document this like special time with you.
Most definitely. You already know. For
Cool.
sure, bro. Thank you.
It's getting dark.